Welcome to Loop. We're excited to have you on board. In this video, we'll walk you through the main features of the Loop platform and provide you with some helpful tips to get your account set up in the best way for your business. When you first log in, you'll land on the home page, which gives you an overview of your balances and quick actions you can take to manage your account. Let's start with the Accounts page. This is where you'll manage your funds, whether you're adding, sending, or converting them. By default, when you sign up for Loop, you'll have 4 currency accounts: Canadian dollars, US dollars, euro, and British pounds. These accounts can be used for sending payments, currency conversions, and holding funds. You also have the option to upgrade these accounts to business operating accounts. This gives you local bank details for each currency. For example, if you click Open Account under USD, you can submit an account opening form. After verification, usually within 1 business day, you'll receive an account number, routing number, and other details that can be used to receive payments directly from platforms like Shopify, Amazon, and Stripe, or from clients paying directly into your account. One of the main benefits of these accounts is that they're locally held. For example, your USD account is with our partner bank in the US, which means you can access the ACH network, which can provide impactful savings on cross-border fees when compared to a USD account that is held with a Canadian bank branch. These local operating accounts are available for Canada, the US, the EU, and the UK, with no account opening fees or monthly fees. Once you've set up your operating accounts, there are 2 ways to add funds. First, you can link an external bank account through the settings page. You'll need to connect an account under the same business name as your Loop account. After that, you can go back to the Accounts page, select the currency you want to deposit, and click the Add Funds button. Alternatively, for faster deposits, you can set up Loop as a payee with your bank and send an EFT to the Loop Canadian account. This will usually take 1 to 2 business days for the funds to become available. The most seamless option is to receive your deposits and customer payments directly into your Loop account and keep the funds there, removing the need to transfer money between your other business accounts. You can convert currencies directly through your Loop account. One of Loop's standout features is our competitive FX rates, which you can view through the conversion modal on the Accounts page. Loop offers 3 subscription plans, each with its own preferred FX rate. You can compare plans via the Upgrade tab. The next page we'll look at is the Cards page. There are 2 types of cards available through Loop: the multi-currency credit card or the multi- or single-currency account-linked card. The view you'll see when you click on cards depends on if you have credit approved for your account or not. If you have an approved credit limit, you will see the balances and limit page. At the top of this page, you'll see the breakdown of your available credit to spend, the amount you've spent, and the amount that is currently due. What you will also notice, which is unique to the Loop card, is that you can toggle these displayed values between different currencies. As you make purchases in Canadian dollars, US dollars, euros, and British pounds, your balances will accumulate in the same currency as the original purchase. This helps you avoid forced currency conversions and can save you upwards of 3% on foreign exchange costs charged by a bank credit card. Your billing cycle will run for 30 days, after which you will receive a credit card statement. The payment due date will be 25 days after the end of the billing cycle. To make a payment on your Loop card, you can click on the Pay Balance button. There are a few different options for how to pay your balance. You can either pay each currency balance individually by the current balance, full statement balance, or minimum amount due. If you want to pay in just Canadian dollars or just US dollars, those options are available as well, which will show the full statement due amount as a converted total. If you would like to make a payment of a custom amount at any time through your billing or payment cycle, you can go back out to the Balances and Limit page and toggle to the current billing cycle in the Statement Balances section. You'll then be able to make a payment of any amount you'd like through the Add Funds button. Note that if you do have balances due in multiple currencies, that you will need to settle those amounts directly. For example, if you had 1,000 Canadian dollars due and 1,000 US dollars due, and you made a custom payment of 3,000 Canadian dollars. It would settle the Canadian dollar amount due, but the US dollar amount due would still require payment. You could settle that amount either through the Pay All option seen previously in the Pay Balances page, or by making a separate custom payment in USD. To create your Loop cards, go to the Cards page and click Create a Card. By default, your first card will be a virtual card. After creating the first card, you can opt to create a physical card or more virtual cards. Physical cards will be mailed to you and can be used anywhere Visa is accepted. Virtual cards, on the other hand, are available through the Loop dashboard and are ideal for online expenses like subscriptions or ad spend or a type of online expense you may want to create a specific card for. Once you decide if you'd like to create a virtual or physical card, you'll have the option to create a credit card if you have an approved credit limit or an account-linked card. If you have applied for credit but haven't heard back about your approval yet, please note here that if you create an account-linked card and are then approved for credit, you will need to create new cards in order to use your credit limit. The credit approvals typically take our team 2 business days to complete, so depending on how you'd like to use your account, you may want to hold off on creating any account-linked cards until you hear back about your credit approval. If you haven't applied for credit yet but would like to, please reach out to our team at support@bankonloop.com to get started. You might be wondering at this point, what exactly is an account-linked card? An account-linked card is directly tied to your Loop account balances. When you make a purchase, the funds come from your available account balances, not a credit limit. The account-linked cards have 2 different settlement options available: multi-currency and single currency. The multi-currency option will withdraw the purchase amount from the available balance in the corresponding currency. If there is no balance in that currency, it will withdraw from balances available in your other currency accounts. The single currency option will only withdraw from the account balance of the predetermined currency that is selected at the time of card setup. For example, if you set the card up as a single currency CAD card, it will convert any purchases not made in Canadian dollars to Canadian dollars. This option is best if you only plan to hold funds in one currency account. If you are approved for credit, you can have both credit cards and account-linked cards on your account. If you are not approved for credit at this time, you can access account-linked cards. Both types of cards receive Loop reward points, which can be redeemed through the Rewards and Offers page. Once you create your first card, you can view the card details and configure custom settings for it, such as setting an individual card spending limit or linking an additional US or Canadian address to the card. You can also share access to the card with other members of your team who will also be making purchases or viewing transactions on the card. By default, any admins on the account will have access to all cards. On the Loop Basic plan, you can add up to 20 virtual cards and 2 physical cards for free. On either of our paid subscription plans, you'll have access to unlimited virtual cards and 10 physical cards. You can add additional physical cards for a one-time setup fee of $5. Speaking of team members, let's take a moment to explore the settings pages of your Loop account. Starting by clicking on Settings, then Team, you'll see you have the ability to add and manage team member access to your Loop account. There are several roles to pick from that allow customizable levels of access to Loop. In order to assign a card to a team member, they need to be added through this page and accept their invitation before you can create a card for them. In addition to team management, the settings page includes sections for uploading verification documents, bank account connections, setting up sales integrations for credit applications, managing notifications, and coming soon, accounting integrations. On the notification page, admin users will see 2 tabs: Business Notifications and User Notifications. If you click on Notification Settings, you can check the SMS option, which will activate your account for the SMS receipt matching feature. This feature will send subscribed cardholders an SMS when they make a purchase with their Loop card. They can take a photo of the receipt, then Loop will use specialized logic to match the image to the corresponding transaction. We also have a similar feature available for digital receipts sent to your email. If you are on one of our Loop paid subscription plans, you'll also see the option under Expense Management Settings to configure a custom Loop receipts email address, which will apply similar logic to match forwarded email receipts to their corresponding transactions. Next, let's explore how to send a payment to a vendor, supplier, or contractor through Loop. This is a simple feature that allows you to cut out the fees associated with sending payments around the world. On the Send Payments page, you'll see the Add Payee button. You will select the relevant currency and fill out the details for your payee in this modal. Once the payee has been added, you'll see them in the main payees area and can click Send Payment. Select the account you'd like to pay from. It can either be a Loop account or a connected account. And specify the amount, notes, and reference details. You'll also have the option to send your payee a payment confirmation. Once the payment is sent, you can view the payment confirmation and track its status through the Payments History tab. You can also download a PDF confirmation of the payment. There are no fees for sending payments through Loop. Let's say there is a member of your team who is responsible for adding payees and setting up their payments, but you need at least one account admin to approve the payment before it is sent. To set this up, you go to the Team Settings page, click on the team member, and customize their access to include Add Payees and Send Payments, but leave Approve Payments toggled off. Then, going to the Payment Approvals page, we'll keep the number of approvals required set to 1. Once the payment is set up, the admin will receive a notification and can view the pending payment in the Pending Approvals tab on the Send Payments page. Now that we understand how the accounts, cards, and payments work, let's look at where you can view their associated transactions. When you click on the Transactions page, you'll see the option to pick which one you'd like to view transactions for. You can then apply filters by date range, card or account, currency, and expense type. You can also search by the merchant name in the search bar. If you'd like to download your Loop transactions for reporting or to upload the data to an accounting platform, click the Export button and export the file format you'd like. For a look at our other features like requesting payments, expense reimbursements, and a deeper dive on the features we covered today, be sure to explore our Help Center and YouTube channel for more resources. Thanks for watching.